Welcome back to DELPHI Psychotherapy Billing Software. This video is example number 3 of what you can do with the super report. In this video, we're going to focus on the financial totals that are associated with the practice. The first thing I'm going to do is click step 1 to erase items for a new grid, starting with the full name. And then we're going to look at the financial totals for the practice, net revenue and net income. When I check net revenue, DELPHI is going to bark at me and say, this is date sensitive. So we might want to look at the revenue that occurred last year. Remember, this data that we're working with right now is somewhat limited. And if I build a new report based on net revenue, revenue is what you bill. Again, it's date sensitive. Here's what was billed last year, or $2,200 in this example. Now, if we say net revenue and net income, and I build a new report, net revenue, we'll get the little ding here. Net revenue is what you billed last year. Net income is what you received last year. Net income is what you pay taxes on. Now, a quick discussion about these terms. The problem with using terms like net revenue or charges or income or payments is that different professionals can use different vocabulary to describe the exact same thing. Net revenue is really what you bill, but if you want to know exactly how we arrived at net revenue, if I click the plus sign, is everything that increases your revenue and everything that decreases your revenue. So we arrived at $300 by the total revenue that came in versus the money that was written off. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to build a new super report. Again, it's date sensitive. I click OK. So we had net revenue of what we billed was $300, and in this case we wrote off nothing. In this case, we had $665.56 of net revenue. We had a total charges of $670, and we wrote off $4.44. Now, if you want to know what increased revenue is, here are the categories that increase your revenue. If you want to know what decreased revenue is, we click on the plus sign. That's almost always insurance discounts or write-offs and client write-offs, the amount of money you've billed that you're simply never going to receive. Now, that's a discussion of net revenue. Let's look at net income. The fair question, of course, is what vocabulary do different professionals use to describe something? Net income really is what you pay taxes on. And if I only want net income, I'm going to build a report. Again, it's date sensitive. And here is the income. Oops. I don't want increase or decrease. I just want net income. So let me rebuild that report. And here's the net income for the practice. Again, you kind of have to take our word for it because it says 346, but how did we get to that number? Well, that was everything that increased your income versus everything that decreased your income. What increases your income? That's almost always client payments and insurance payments. So you could break down everything that made your income go up by what the client portion was versus the insurance portion. What decreases income? This is actually quite rare, but this is almost always refunds. So I'll just take a quick look at what increased our income and what decreased our income and build a new report. And decreased income is almost always close to zero. In a real practice, you may have received increased income of $100,000 for the year, and you may have refunded $1,000. That would have given you net income of $99,000, on which Uncle Sam is very, very interested in. So there's a brief discussion of some of the financial totals. Now we're going to just take a quick peek here at, let's say we want to see the money that came into the practice by insurance, or what we billed by insurance. So we want net revenue, and if I open up the insurance column, primary insurance, name and address, and check the insurance company and build a new report. Again, this is date sensitive, and we're trying to warn you that. Here we have what we billed last year. Let's sort this by insurance by grabbing the insurance company column, placing it in the first position. The people at the top of the report do not have insurance. The people at the bottom of the report do have insurance. We could find out what we billed last year for any individual company by applying a filter. That could be a right-click, pry ins cone name line 1, begins with BC, in this case Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mass, apply filter. I get only what was billed for Blue Cross, and actually we included New York Empire in this case. If I clear the filter, instead of throwing a bunch of filters at this to figure out what Medicare paid us versus Medicaid versus Blue Cross versus UBH, I can just do a subtotal, and now I see everything that was billed on the practice in this given time period on an insurance company by insurance company basis. That's it.